It was a chilly morning. My hood was up, head down, hands in pocket, dragging my feet to work at 4:55 in the morning. Have you ever said sorry to someone that was about to attack you? Welcome to Storytime. It was a typical morning in the town of Mount Maunganui, New Zealand, and I'm about 2 months into my working holiday visa. I had myself an awesome job at a popular cafe with an amazing team. Everybody is super nice, the typical friendliness that comes natural to the Kiwis. My job required me to wake up stupidly early and start my shift at 5 a.m. I lived local to where I worked, no more than a 20-minute walk, so I would always walk to work. Some mornings you wouldn't see a soul on the roads. Sometimes you did and you thought nothing of it, as they were probably heading to work themselves or out for their early morning exercise routine. It was late November. Summer is just around the corner in the southern hemisphere, but the mornings were still a little chilly. So this morning wasn't any different to any other. I left the house with enough time to take a brisk walk, so I wasn't going to be late. My hood was up, head down, hands in pocket, dragging my feet to work. I could never get used to the early mornings. Never have, never will. I was pretty close to work, just a block away, which is when this morning would certainly become one to remember. I must have heard something, because that's when I looked up. I saw a man about 10 meters in front of me. It didn't worry me, but he was walking towards me, directly towards me. Now, when you see someone walking towards you, naturally you will change your path to avoid a collision. I continued to walk forward, but stepped to the left. He followed me. I then took a step to the right, and once again he mirrored my moves as if we were dancing in the street. You know when you do that when walking towards someone and you almost bump into one another and you become a little embarrassed and just laugh it off. Now, I'm a nice guy. I'd like to think I'm a nice guy anyway. As we got closer and closer, maybe about 3 steps away from each other, I pull a smile, put my hands up in preparation to cushion our collision and say, "Sorry, bro." Yeah, you say bro a lot in New Zealand, just go with it. And that's when it happened. Out of nowhere, right in front of me, he pulls a right hook. I see it at the very last second and dodge the full force by ducking down to the right, but catches me on my lip. Now stop it right there. It's at this very moment your body will go into fight or flight mode. I fly. I start running. My mind does the quick math and it decides it's safer to run to work rather than back home. I'm only 1 block away and I know the baker is already there, making it the closest safe place to be with someone else present. I run to the other side of the road. I looked behind a couple of times, but I wasn't 100% sure if he was following me or not. I was in a state of shock and the best thing to do in my mind was to keep running. I take the back alley, hoping to lose him, running a little further until I arrive at work. The baker, Anna, bless her soul, is wondering why I'm running to work when I wasn't even late. I tell her what's happened and she insists I call the police. I wasn't going to, as coming from England, the chances of finding a random attacker is close to nothing, so what's the point? But Anna told me she had seen the police on the roads that morning and to at least give it a try. So I did. I did my part and thought that nothing else would come of it, but I was thankfully proved wrong. Just 20 minutes later, the police knocked on the cafe door, asking me to describe the attacker one more time. Then straight away, over their radio, they communicate with their colleagues, yeah, it's the same guy. We got him. It turns out that same guy who had attacked me had walked through the front door of a butcher's, of all places, just down the road from where I was attacked, and started attacking one of the staff members there too. Another butcher comes out from the back of the store after hearing the kerfuffle, gives the attacker a right hook on the side of the neck and holds him down till the police come and arrest him. In the end, everything turned out for the better. Kind of. After several months of investigations and court hearings, I didn't have to go to any court hearings, thankfully. The judge ordered the attacker to send an apology letter and 100 New Zealand dollars in compensation to both me and the other person attacked. Despite the courts keeping me up to date with what was happening and justice was served, what happened to me that day has affected me mentally. It's made me anxious that it could happen again. For the first couple of days, my girlfriend took me to work. A few days later, I found the courage to walk by myself but still be in contact with my girlfriend over the phone till I knew I was safe and sound. Eventually, a friend temporarily lent me his car, and then another friend lent me his bicycle for the long term to help me get to work quicker and safer at that time in the morning. Now, I don't want this story to turn you off from visiting New Zealand. There are bad people wherever you go in the world, and that person was one of a kind. Kiwis have a heart of gold, and you will never ever meet anyone else from another nation that will look out for you like the Kiwis do. Now, what's your story? Have you been involved in an incident while on holiday? Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one.